Alright, so we'll continue with the discussions about fasting, and I wanted to share you the different modes of or different patterns of fasting that we do have, at least that I tend to encourage. So we have several. One, the most common one is what they call the 16-8. 16-8 is where you have 16 hours of fasting, you have an 8-hour eating window. And like I said in one of the previous videos, fasting is not a diet, it is a pattern of eating. What you eat during that pattern still needs to be healthy, needs to be grounded, needs to be balanced. You need to balance your plate. And we're going to talk about balancing your plate real soon. So, 16-8. And then we also have 12-12 is what we do. Basically, is what happens when you're just eating 3 meals a day or whatever meals you eat in a day, and you sleep, because it's more or less the same depending on how late or early you sleep. We tend to eat around 5, 6. We tend to eat breakfast around 7. That's kind of the majority of people, give and take two minus 2 plus hours. So I just don't consider that as an additional way to be able to increase your fasting window. And then we do have the 14-10, where you fast for 14 hours, you eat for 10 hours. We have the 18, 18 and 6, right? Where you fast for 18 hours and then you eat for 6 hours. We do also have the what we call the OMAD, 1 meal a day. Basically, is 23-1. So you just eat 1 meal a day, and for the rest of the 23 hours, you're just drinking water. You just eat 1 meal. And we do also have, and if you have questions, I'm just going to put them out there. And if you're interested in a particular one, we can talk about it. And then we do have the alternate, where you fast one day, you eat that the next day. You fast the next day, you eat the next day. So it's like frog jumping. You eat one day, you fast the other day. You eat one day, you fast the other day. So this is another one that I kind of discovered. I didn't know much about it, and I discovered it recently, where you eat for 5 days and you fast for 2 days. You just drink water for 2 days, and that's you can make it a weekly basis for several weeks, and then you or whatever however much time you want to, or until you get the results that you're looking for. So well, you eat normally healthy balanced meals for 5 days, and then you fast for 2 days. 5 days, fast for 2 days. 5 days, fast for 2 days. I haven't tried that, so it's up to you. So we have those the my favorite one, and the most, if you're a beginner, the most comfortable is the 16-8, where you fast for 16 hours and you eat 8 hours. Now, within those 8 hours, let's remember that on average, if you're eating a normal healthy meal, your food takes somewhere between 4 to 6 hours to completely digest. Now, when we're getting hungry, the food might not be completely digested and cleaned up from our system. But I tend to lay on the average of 4 hours. So, so working on the hypothesis of 4 hours, when you eat a meal, for example, your eating window is between 12 and 6. 6 is that 8 hours? I'm hoping it's 8 hours. So correct me if the math is wrong. So between the 6 hours and your first meal is at noon during the day. So 4 hours, so that is noon. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 p.m. is the end of 4 hours. If you count between 4 to 6, that's the next 4 hours. So you may not feed in 3 meals. So you want to try to factor in maybe 2 very healthy meals and a very tiny snack. So you can feed in 2 meals and a snack. But that might leave you very cramped. It might leave you. So the most efficient that would just be taking 2 healthy meals, and you can take them at the start of your fasting window, and then close to the end of your fasting window, probably 2 hours to the end of your fasting window. And if you're really a beginner, or things are really tight, you're working hard, or things are just taking a lot of your energy, you can take a vegetable protein salad, snack, probably at the end of the mark of your eating window, just to kind of give you that push and allow you the peace of mind. Because again, you're fasting, you want it to achieve health benefits. There's no point of you going through pain and you're fighting in your head and conflicting in your head because you're extremely suffering. Then it defeats the purpose of you even going to fasting. Because when you're fasting and your stress levels are high, you're crushing the body. When you're fasting, you're looking to minimize your stress as much as possible, because the body is going to focus. So you don't want to have a lot of your cells being determined as a body as bad cells, because when you're stressed, your oxidative stress is high, the body is going to get into an internal fight, and we don't want that to happen. So that is going to increase your inflammation, it's going to increase your body breakdown and not just cleansing and healing. So we want to minimize any chances of you like getting into a suffering mode, and just encourage more peaceful and for the body to be able to have it. If you have any questions, go ahead and let me know. And again, just a little bit quick of mention about the plate. You want to be able to, the most general, now when we are working together, we will be able to customize your plate depending on where you are, what is happening, and what are the goals that you're wanting to achieve. But on a general purpose, assuming a lot of us are working towards losing weight or just maintaining health, you want to make sure that majority of what is in your plate is your vegetables and fruits. Now, you want to be able to factor in, depending on what you're combining your food, you want to be able to factor in high glycemic or high sugar fruits and low sugar fruits, and then non-starchy vegetables need to be more. So the low sugar fruits and non-starchy vegetables need to be the majority of your plate, and then you need to balance your protein and your carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are not the enemy, they're just part of what God designed to give us energy. Now, the quality of your carbohydrates is what is going to determine the game. Because if you're consuming empty calories that do not have nutrients, do not have fiber, then it's going to cause those crashes on your insulin. And insulin and cortisol are the kings and queens of hormones. If those ones are jacked up, majority of your hormones are going to get jacked up. So you want to be able to control your insulin, which controls your stress, and then stress controls your cortisol and all other stress hormones. But you want to be careful how much those ones are getting tempered with. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. Comment below, let me know, is this helping? Is this the kind of thing that you guys are looking for? If this is not the kind of content you're looking for, let me know what you're looking for, and then we can be able to adjust. I'm looking forward to hearing your comments and being able to interact more. Again, comment, post, make a new post. Go ahead and fight for that leader's position, and let's get on to a one-on-one. Thank you so much, and I do pray that you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.